Right, first time video vlogging on a train. If you had a time machine, what would you do? If I had one myself, I would go back in time and tell my younger self all the things I wish I knew. So there's obviously a lot that I would want to say, but at the top of the list, it is to tell myself to focus less on learning skills and more on creating a personal brand. Why? Because through experience, I've learned that people who rely too much on hard skills are usually the first on the chopping block when things go south. They are easily replaceable. But the ones who know how to wrap their skills inside a strong and memorable brand, these are the ones that last, they stand out, they get noticed and remembered. So, why skills are not enough? Here's the thing, skills are important. I'm not even denying that. But the thing is, they are not rare. Think about this. There are thousands of graphic designers, coders, writers, photographers, whatever skill you can think of. There are probably hundreds of people nearby you who can do the exact same thing. So, if you're just going to be selling your skills, people are going to compare you to everyone else. And when they do that, they are obviously going to pick whoever's faster or cheaper. I'm sorry to say that, but that's just the reality. But it's going to be a very different story if it's your brand, because it's your name, your style, and your story. The kind of stuff that people can never copy. And that's going to be what makes you irreplaceable. Why selling skills can be a trap. So firstly, skills are replaceable. And let me give you a real-world example here. Think about music composers, film composers in particular. There are plenty of talented ones out there, like myself. And it can make us fight very vicious price wars just to get jobs. And the thing is, it never ends well because it's always a race to the bottom. And this is definitely not a sustainable strategy. And now look at someone like Hans Zimmer. His name alone carries weight because he's not just a composer, he is a brand. And people seek him out not because of his skills, but because of how he does it. And that is the difference. Now here's another example. Photographers. Nowadays, cameras are so advanced that even a 5-year-old with the latest gear can take amazing photos. So the real question here is, who actually gets remembered? How about people like Henri Cartier-Bresson, Alex Webb, and Daido Moriyama? Their name, unique styles and approach, it all becomes part of their brand. And they're not just selling photos, they are selling an experience. And that's what a brand does. It gives people something to connect with. So from my own experience, the one thing that helped me stand out was the fact that I graduated from Berklee College of Music. Now, I'm not saying that the skills I learned there weren't valuable. They absolutely were. But if I just relied on those skills alone, I would have just blended in with everyone else. That wouldn't make me special. So what made the difference was how I wrapped my skills in a brand. I leaned into my personal story, my cross-cultural background, and my personality. And that's what helped me stand out. It wasn't just about the work I could do. It was about how I positioned myself. So this is where I think education gets things wrong. It's all about teaching us hard skills. Learn coding, learn design, learn this, learn that. And sure, that's all important. But the thing is, when everyone is learning the same thing, how does that make you stand out? What education doesn't teach you is how to build you, how to make people remember your name, your style, and your approach. And that is why branding is so important, because it's the thing that separates you from everyone else in the room. Okay, so I suppose the next question is how to build your brand. So step number 1, find what makes you, you. Start by asking yourself, what makes me different? It could be your approach, your perspective, or even just the way you communicate. Whatever it is, lean into that, because that is what makes you special. That is your edge. Step number 2, tell your story, because people connect with stories. So don't just focus on what you do, share why you do it. Share the wins, the struggles, the things that make you human, because that is how people will remember you. And step number 3, stay consistent. A brand isn't something you build overnight. It's about showing up again and again with the same vibe and the same message. So over time, that consistency is what makes you stick in people's minds. So in conclusion, skills are indeed very important. But if you're serious about standing out, if you want to be the person that people remember, then you have to build a brand. So next time when you're thinking about pitching yourself, ask, am I selling just my skills, or am I selling me as a full complete package? Alright, that's it for me for this video. So go out there and figure out what makes you, you, and make it count. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.